So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you are not new, hey girl, how you been? So today's video is basically just covering the basics of foundation, contour, and highlight. Everything that you need to know when you're starting out to wear foundation, but you really don't know what you're looking for or your color. I got you, girl. I got you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start out with is color correct. A lot of you girls, myself also, we have to color correct. Whether it's dark circles under your eyes, dark marks on your face due to acne, hyperpigmentation, we have to color correct. So what you want to do is get you an orange concealer. Now I got this from the hair store. It's LA Girls Pro Concealer. Everybody knows about it. It's like $3-4, you know, it does the trick. So what I do, I actually use the brush on. I push out just enough. I don't know if you can see, but okay, yeah, you can see it. It's just that much, like just that much, and that little bit goes a long way. So I like to take it and dab it on there, dab it on all the hyperpigmentation or scars, and take your brush that's on the end of your concealer, or you can use your finger. It really doesn't matter. If you need more, go ahead and just squeeze out just a little more. You don't want to use a lot of this stuff. And I like to take my finger to do this because the product just bounces off my finger back onto my skin. And just lightly, you know, rub that in. You don't want to rub it too much where you rub it away. And then you have to add more product, and you don't want that. Okay, so once that's done, I like to take, oh crap, I forgot my brushes in the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay, so now that you've color correct, you want to take some setting powder and you want to set this orange, because you don't want this orange to mix in with your foundation and have it looking orange. You don't want that. So now that you're done color correcting, we want to go ahead and go to foundation. I use Dewy Smooth, the Fit Me foundation in the color Mocha. So if you're looking for a good foundation that's not so expensive, I would suggest buying this and then, you know, see how this works and then upgrade to something more expensive, okay? And the most important part about foundation when you're picking out your color, when you are picking out your color and matching up the color to see what color fits best with you, do not, I repeat, never ever ever match the foundation up to your face. No, do not do that, because in some cases your face can be lighter than your neck, or your neck can be lighter than your face. You don't want that. You always want your foundation to match up with your neck, because once you put your foundation on, you want it to flow seamlessly into your neck. You don't want that line that you can see like, okay, it's not blended good. No, you want it to flow seamlessly, and you want it to be damn near the same color. So match it up with your neck. In my case, my neck is darker than my face, so I always match my foundation up to my neck because I want my face to match my neck. And never buy foundation until you try it. Like when you buy online, like that's different. Of course, online, you know, you don't have an option. And even sometimes online, I don't like buying foundation because I cannot test it. Like, I have to test it and rub it on me to see if it's going to blend right. So, if you're in the store, I would suggest open it, take your finger, get a little off the top, and then just rub it into your neck. Rub it into your neck. Voila, that's it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply my foundation. If you're using a brush, I say use a flat top brush. This is my Vanity Planet brush. I also have my Real Technique brush, and what other brush should I use to put my foundation on? My MAC brush. So my MAC brush, my Real Technique brush, and my Vanity Planet brush, These three brushes are the brushes that I use to apply my foundation. Just whichever one is clean, basically. I used to use my sponge to do it, but I feel like when I use the brush, it's much easier, and I go over it with the sponge afterwards to make sure it's all blended good. But for application, I definitely would suggest using a brush. Spray your brush a little with your Fix Plus spray, just because I don't have my water bottle on hand, so I'm gonna just use that. Add a little more or take some off. I had to add just a little more. You always want to drag your foundation down to your neck. Always drag it down to your neck. And also drag it into your hairline, because you want it to look like it's your layer of skin, not foundation. Okay, so I have a little foundation left, and since I'm cheap, this is what I do. I take my bottle and I scrape my leftover foundation back in there. Voila. Back in there. And that's how you save money. So once we're done, we want to go ahead and go into highlighting and contour. Now, some people highlight and contour at the same time. I just feel like it's meant to be done separately, you know. So I use to highlight is good old trusty LA Girls Pro Concealer. When I went in to get the concealer, they didn't have the color that I wanted, so I got a dark cocoa and a warm honey, but I also have other colors. But basically, I just mix these two together to get the combination, to get the color that I want. When you get in a concealer, you want to get a concealer that's at least 2 shades lighter. If you're a beginner and you're starting off, I wouldn't go no more than 1 or 2 shades lighter. Once you get the hang of it and start getting comfortable with it, then you can go a little light, because you know how to blend it together. But for beginner purposes, only go 1 or 2 shades lighter than your complexion. So when you're highlighting, you want to highlight your chin, and another thing to know about highlighting, you definitely don't have to use a lot of product. Like, some people use way too much product, if you ask me. Like, it's just a waste, because once you're blending it out with your sponge, you're just blending all the product into the sponge. Like, you don't have to use so much product. So I'm using my Real Technique sponge to blend this highlight out. And you want to use the pointy end to blend it out. I started off wrong, but you want to use the pointy end. And you don't want to bring it into your hairline, because it will kind of make your face look wider. You just want to bring it like right there. You don't want to go all the way back up. No, just right there. So once your highlight is complete, you want to go ahead and get your setting powder to set. Now, the setting powder that I use is Black Opal's Deluxe Setting Powder. It's wonderful. If you're starting out, you do not have to go crazy and purchase the big name stuff. Yeah, it's nice to get it eventually, but if you like me, you like to save a buck or two. And it's really good. I don't get flashback or anything. It's definitely a good investment. So this is the color medium. I like to take a dry sponge. I actually like to use these better than I like to use this to set. Take the flat edge, dip it in, and you want to make sure you look up when you do it to make sure this powder sets into those creases. And by setting your face, it's just going to allow that concealer to be even more brighter and to stay in place, and to make sure it doesn't crease or get oily. Okay, so once I put that on, I go ahead and swipe it away simply because I'm not a baking girl. I don't like to bake. I don't like it to look too bright, and I definitely don't want flashback. So I go ahead, set it, and I swipe it away. You want to use a fluffy brush. This is my Vanity Planet brush. And to ensure that you don't have flashback or that it's just not too bright, use a powder to help swipe away this setting powder. Dip it in there, swipe. And after you swipe that powder away, you want to keep swiping to make sure those edges are blended out. And while I'm swiping away that setting powder, I also just like to go ahead and set that foundation that I didn't put setting powder on. So once you're done swiping away that setting powder, go ahead and contour. And to contour, I like to take another fluffy brush. This is a matte brush, and contour with it. So a lot of people have the contour kits where they have all the shades for you to contour and highlight with, which is still fine. But if you don't want to purchase that, you can also just get a dark shade to contour with, which is what I did. I saw this color in the store and I was like, I wonder if I can contour with that. It's dark enough, so why not? This is the dark brown that I got, and it's actually Maybelline. So the purpose of contouring is really to just have that shadow effect on your face and to give your face more dimension and shape that you take away when you highlight and put foundation on. So the main areas that you contour are your cheekbone areas, the outer edge of your face, your jawline, and your nose. And some people actually contour the sides of your chin to give your chin a slimmer look. And if it's hard for you to find, your cheekbones for you to contour, all you have to do is make the kissy fish face. That's it. And you see that? That's what you want to contour. And another tip for when you contour, you want to go in a circular motion. Like so. You don't want to go back and forth, because if you go back and forth, it's just going to give you that straight line. You want to go in circular motion to where it's blended out perfectly. And when I'm doing the outer edge of my face, I don't like to rub it in. I just like to dab it in. Now the next step we're going to go ahead and go into, which is the shimmery highlight, which is basically the glow. My favorite to highlight with is this little palette that I got from Sally's a few months ago. Yes, it's the eyeshadow palette, but baby, when I tell you these colors be popping. So my favorite color to use out of here is this gold color. I really love the way it looks on my skin tone. I like the other colors too, but my go-to color is the gold. So I'm going to go ahead and take my brush, dip it in there. The highlight is serious. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell y'all about primer. How did I forget that? I primed my face before I actually started recording. I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I got like a little sample size in a box that I received, so I decided to use this since I had it. And the purpose of a primer is just to protect your face from the foundation and everything else that you put on top of it. So you definitely want to use a primer before you put your foundation on, and it helps your foundation stay longer. So it's definitely a good investment. But I hope y'all enjoyed my how-to foundation, contour, highlight, the whole 9 yards. So thank you for watching. Stay blessed.